Hello everyone, welcome to Carson's O-Gauge Trains. I know I've not made a video in a long time, it's been a couple months, but recently I've picked up a bunch of new additions to the collection. As you can see, this beautiful Union Pacific Alco sitting next to me, but we'll get to that in just a second. But if you notice, the layout is no longer Christmassy. Spent an evening and took all of that Christmas decorations and stuff down, which was a lot of fun, but it was a pain too, because it's now March. But we're going to take a look at all the new things that I picked up and some of the changes that I've done to the layout and some of the things I got working, and I've just been tinkering. So let's take a look at that. Now, if any of you who watch follow me on Instagram, if not, that's alright, but just a couple days ago I posted pictures about a big box and asked people what were in it. A lot of people asked and said it was Lionel or something else, but as it turns out, it was a whole collection of Lionel trains. Well, I knew that, but the story of that is a lady inquired me about some of her grandfather's or father's Lionel trains that they found in a barn, and she wanted me to appraise them and take a look at them and see what she had. And as it turns out, she had this very beautiful 2033 Union Pacific passenger set, 027, made 1952 and 53 only. And these Union Pacific Alcos were made from 1952 until 54. But it came with this passenger set. There was a 2035 freight set too, just like I have my 2035, with all the cars too. Transformers, there was track, accessories, all bunch of new stuff, and we'll take a look at some of the items a bit closer in just a little bit. But just an overview of how I've gotten a large collection of trains was because of that, and that's why I haven't bought anything recently, because I was just sitting waiting for her to get back and for us to find a time to get the stuff from her, which I finally did, and it worked out and it is great. But now I got a lot of stuff to work on that are added to the collection. Yeah, I'm really happy to have these the stuff from her, especially this Union Pacific passenger set. I've been wanting passenger cars for a long time, and I finally have them, and they're in very beautiful condition. And these Union Pacific Alcos, they impress me very much. Because all my diesels I have in the post-war on the collection right now, either NPC or late post-war diesels, but this is one of the early, post-war diesels. And from everyone I've talked to about these Alco FAs, these are some of the smoothest post-war diesels you can find out there. And they weren't kidding. These puppies, they're very smooth. Let's take a look at some of the things I got a little bit closer. The first piece I like to talk about is the 2033 passenger set. This passenger set was introduced in 1952 and ran until 1953. The predecessor to this set is known as the anniversary set by most post-war collectors. That's the passenger set with the 2023 Union Pacific Alcos painted in either yellow or silver with the gray roof. Now, these do not have the gray roof variation. These are the 2033 ones. Now this model, Lionel fixed the heat hump in the roof. Now, the earlier Alcos, the 2023, like the Rock Island 2031s and the 2023 Union Pacifics and the Eries too, those had a problem that if you exposed it to heat for too long, there would be a hump right between the horn and sort of like where this exhaust piece is here on the roof. Now with these models, Lionel actually issued and fixed it. They fixed the problem by adding just a small dime-sized dent somewhere in here. You can see it on the B unit. You actually can rub your finger. You can actually feel it or something like that. But that's what's nice about these engines, is that it's never going to happen. It's always going to stay mostly flat. I mean, there's a tiny bit of hump, but it's not like the 2023 Alcos that were made years prior. But the passenger cars, they run great. Oiled them up. They have lights. Lights work, and they're absolutely fantastic. And again, I'm very thankful to have this set. When I got it, insides, before I got it, I was afraid that the horn was gonna be busted, because usually, if you leave a horn, a D-cell battery in a Lionel locomotive, it can destroy the horn. And sadly, that's what happened to this engine. I opened it up, and the entire horn assembly was fine. It's just the relay and the place where the battery gets held at was all rusted. And thankfully, it did not destroy the motor or the E-unit, which those are totally sound. But other than that, it's a smooth runner. I'm very thankful to have it in my collection, and I've been wanting some of these for a long time, but I finally got them, and just being patient about that. The second item we're going to talk about is the 1045 flagman, and this was another piece I got in the collection. It's a very interesting accessory. It has an interesting backstory. Originally, the 1045 flagman was made from 1936 until 42 in the pre-war era, and just like the gateman, it was issued for standard gauge. Once Lionel decided to size it down to O gauge, or put in the O gauge line, it was way out of scale for any O gauge or O27 locomotive at the time. And when Lionel brought over the 45 gateman and the 1045 flagman, it stayed the same pre-war 12-foot tall gateman or flagman. But it's a really interesting accessory to have. It uses the sort of same basis contactor as the 154 crossing flasher, where the train rolls over a little contactor and the the flagman will wave his arm. Although sadly, the 1045 flagman did not survive the rest of the post-war era. It was dropped after 1950 once Lionel started making post-war trains again. They just brought it over, and it was stopped being made after 1950. It's a very unique piece. It's very interesting, and it works too. I'm very happy that it works, and it's a really neat piece to have. Another interesting piece that I have not had that I got in the collection was the 3656 cattle car corral with the cows. Now, this is a very interesting accessory. This is one of those favorite post-war accessories to have. This used the vibrator technology that Lionel used on many of his accessories, including the freight station and the 464 lumber mill, and even the 3435 aquarium car. But I have not hooked this accessory up yet. I'm eager to see if it works. But I got the car too and all the cows from her, and it's a really neat piece to have. The 3656 operating cattle car was introduced in 1949, and it ran until 1955. There are 4 different variations, and I haven't taken a look to see what variation this is yet, but it is one of those all-time classic post-war accessories that any post-war collector should have, whether it's operating or not operating, but it has that classic post-war look, and I'm very thankful to have it in my collection. Now, if any post-war collector recognizes this hopper, this is the hopper that goes to the 456 coal ramp, made between 1950 and 55. And this is a very interesting car. You see, the 456 is a nice ramp. Now, before I go any further, sadly, she did not have the ramp, but she had this hopper car, and she has the controller for it, which means she might have the coal ramp somewhere. Well, if she finds it, she'll let me know. Anyways, but this is the coal hopper car that came with the coal ramp. You see, the hopper car would be pushed up, either had a couple spacer cars between, and it'd be pushed up to the end, where it coupled into a coupler in the base of the coal ramp, and then with the little electromagnetic, the car would release its coal down through. Now, the 456 coal ramp came packaged with an adapter to adapt it between it and a 394 diesel coal loader. And it would be attached so that the coal can just dump directly right into the conveyor belt of the 394. Along with all the trains in the collection, there was some memorabilia items. All the original instruction booklets for everything, the transformers, the trains, the track, the accessories, and operating cars, all those were present in the collection, along with an original bottle of smoke pellets and Lionel lubricant. Alongside all the other trains, there were two 1033 75-watt transformers, one KW 190-watt transformer, and lots of track and other stuff. Along with the collection I have acquired, I did do some work on the layout itself. Most recently, I have gotten this 364 log loader to work. It's a very simple operation. Logs get dumped in one end, and they get shot up the conveyor belt and into a waiting car at the other end. And this is one of those very perfect Lionel accessories that does not take up a lot of room. And it only needs one track to operate on. Unlike the 164 log loader, which needed two sections of track and a lot more space to be used correctly. But yes, the 364 log loader works now, and it works perfectly. Here's an interesting little piece when I was unpacking some of the trains and stuff, but this is a original inspection paper from the Lionel factory. And this was in one of the passenger cars on one of the ends, but it says the article was inspected at a factory, found in perfect operating condition, inspected by V-4921EM. Lionel Corporation, Factory and Service Department, 28 Sager Place, Irvington, New Jersey. And I've never seen one of these before, but I thought that was a really, really cool piece to have. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of Carson's O-Gauge Trains. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more Carson's O-Gauge Trains, hit the subscribe button down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any ideas for any videos of mine, put them in the comments down below. I know that this video was a couple months out when I made the last one, but I just haven't made a video in a while. Don't know, but we shall see if I come up with some other ideas for running videos or whatever. I'll make another running video in the near future with running these and whatever else I decide to run. Hopefully I can get, by the time we get the next running video done or shot, hopefully we'll get the cattle car corral working. So it's all work in progress. But until next time on Carson's O-Gauge Trains, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, this is Carson signing off. See you later.